Hey gang, UV here. Today we're gonna get into 4.5-inch angle grinders. I'm gonna go over some of the grinders features that you may or may not know about. A couple tips and tricks. We're gonna go over some grinding wheels, some interesting attachments that you might not have known about, and it's all related to metalworking. So hey, let's get into it, guys. We got a lot here to cover, and we need to get moving. All right, guys, so let's take a look at this label you're gonna find on angle grinders. We have here the voltage, which really doesn't mean anything in the United States because they're all gonna be 120. But here's the amps. Notice the 7 amps there. Now, 7 amps is kind of on the low end for a 4.5-inch angle grinder. So here's an even lower powered one at 6 amps. Here's one at 11 amps. It is a 5-inch angle grinder, but I throw the 5-inch angle grinder in with the same category as the 4.5-inch. You can see the size comparison in relation to the difference in amps. So I'm quickly going to talk about some of the mechanical features of the angle grinders, and then I'm going to go right into wheels and attachments. So skip ahead if that's what you're interested in. Switches. There's paddle switches, and then there's your thumb switch. Here's a little variety of paddle switches. Paddle switches will and will not come with a switch locking button. The switch locking button is very handy to limit fatigue when you're doing a lot of grinding. And it also gives you the ability to focus on the feel of the grinder going over the work instead of constantly having your energy go towards gripping the paddle in the on position. Thumb switch. Now you're looking at a thumb switch. A thumb switch you can push straight up and that will turn your grinder on. And if you push the switch up and in towards the grinder, it will lock the unit on. So same thing. For a lot of grinding, it's great to just not worry about the switch and grind away. So a lot of angle grinders, when you turn it on, they jerk because of the violent motion that starts when you pull on the switch. This is one reason why you never want to have your grinder close to the work when you switch it on. Some machines have a slow start feature, and I'm going to demonstrate here by turning it on. You'll see that the grinder doesn't jerk. I'm not holding on to it, and that's because the motor starts up very slow before it reaches the full speed. RPMs. You can see here on the label, this angle grinder's maximum speed is 11,000 RPMs. All the wheels and attachment you see in this pile here have a maximum RPM that is lower than the maximum RPM of most angle grinders. You can see here this rubberized pad, which is great for blending aluminum welds, has a maximum RPM of 8,600. At higher RPMs, this disc will fly across the room as the hook and loop attachment is just not strong enough to hold on to all that outer rotational weight created by the rubber and the abrasive. These pads, they will also fly off your hook and loop at really high RPMs. Although the main reason why you want to operate them at slower speeds is they work more effectively and they wear down too quickly at higher speeds, and they're very expensive. So this drum and belt attachment also needs to operate at lower RPMs, otherwise the belt will break and become useless. This is a drum style abrasive. This particular one is great for putting a brush finish on stainless steel. At high RPMs, this drum will become disconnected from the orange arbor that it's glued onto. And I've seen this happen. I had an employee running the drum at full RPM, full speed, and it flew across the room. And these are, you know, around $40+ a piece. So it's a real bummer when that happens. So this is one of the main reasons why I have this grinder in my stable. This is a variable speed grinder that I can run at very slow speeds. I can control how fast or slow the maximum speed will be during operation. And that's why you want either a technique or a machine that can limit your RPMs. Let me show you a little technique. The pulsing technique is also helpful for slowing down the amount your abrasive is removing so that you can really fine tune the amount of removal as you're moving along. So yeah guys, this is my rip the band-aid off moment. I'm gonna cut the video in half for your intro to the 4.5-inch angle grinder. Later there'll be an episode on techniques as well, but for now you can look forward to the rest of your basic intro to the 4.5-inch angle grinder. In the next episode we'll talk about sanding discs, cutoff wheels, grinding stones, flap wheels, with a few more tips and maybe a little bit more techniques. So stay tuned guys. So gang, if you found anything in my video to be useful or interesting, please hit like and subscribe. When you subscribe, you'll be notified when my next video is posted, like my part 2 that'll be coming up soon. And you'll get to enjoy all the videos that I produce. So enjoy, have a nice day unless you have other plans, and peace guys, peace.